I am the Senate. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Professor here, and it's the middle of summer, and I'm in a cloak. And yes, I know Shibi Boy doesn't wear a green cloak, and he doesn't wear a cloak when he says I am the Senate. I know that. But today... Today we got a cloak reveal. So my wife got this for me for Christmas. And there's a funny story that goes along with that. So she orders it, and then we're sitting around and watching her doom scroll for a little bit. I watch her doom scroll sometimes, okay? And an ad for Knightweave comes up. This is a Knightweave cloak. And they mention, oh, you know, what's going on. It's like high grade, high performance, top of the line, microfiber. And I was like, microfiber. I don't like it. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, I absolutely don't want one of those. And then my wife she bit her tongue metaphorically. I was like, oh, well, it's already on the way. Because she had already paid for it and ordered it, and it was already on the way. But it's actually only some microfibers I like, because this is microfiber, and it actually feels really nice. It's almost like a suede-like feel to it. And then this inside is faux rabbit fur, and it does feel like rabbit fur. We have the faux rabbit fur. Feels really nice. I have real rabbit fur. It's very, very similar. This is... I'd say a touch coarser and thicker. This is real fine and soft. It's real soft, but it feels thin. But, I was wondering how long it'd be until I could get warm in here, and there's like 3 minutes. But this thing is pretty dang warm. My wife got this for me for Christmas, which was right at the beginning of when it really started getting cold up here in the north, almost Montana, almost Canada. But this cloak is pretty sweet. And I got so many comments on it. One person, maybe two, knew it was a Knightweave. But a lot of people were like, oh, I love your cape. And because I had it in cape mode, where I flip it around back like that, while, you know, walking in stores. So a lot of people did say, hey, nice cape, when it's actually a cloak. But technicalities, I accepted compliments. It's really sweet, really flexible, really... It's warm. It is shaped more than I would like. So this cloak isn't something that I would have bought myself. And my wife said it was like $300. I'm going to price check it and put a price. Oh, it's so hot. Oh. It's warm. I never would have bought this myself. My whole entire plan with a cloak, I've wanted a cloak for years, but I've wanted to make my own cloak, which I am going to do also. I got two sets of material to make 2 different cloaks. But like I was saying, it is more form-fitting than I would make myself. I would make it have a lot more folds than this, because this just really follows your shoulder, and really that's the shape of it, basically. Which, again, nothing bad. It's just preferences and choices, and you know, but it's really nice. During the winter, my youngest would grab the edge and sneak herself inside my cloak all the time. And then once I switched to a shorter jacket, outerwear, once it warmed up some, she tried to do that again and it didn't work, and she was a little bit annoyed. But it is fantastic. It is surprisingly easy to get in and into a vehicle and buckled up with this once you kind of get the hang of it. I found that just bunching it up and having it in your lap. Another thing, way you can do it, you just put it into cape mode, which is just flipping it around the back. I haven't actually seen it from the back yet when I've done this. And then you get in, and then it's all sat behind you and nice and neat, and you have free freedom of movement. Even if you get into your vehicle and all buckled up, more like this, it is still really easy to open it up. And, maybe it's wrapped around here, but you can figure it out real quick and easy, at least I did, how to open it up and cool off, which is a lot easier than a hoodie or a coat where you have the sleeves and it all surrounded you, which kill me in the winter. I get in a car with one of those, I die. Oh, I just get so hot. But the closure is real nice and neat and surprisingly easy to use. It looks like it'd be pretty difficult because it's a loop and toggle, but it's real easy to use. And it holds heat. But you just pop it on, grab it, put it through, and it holds very well. I did a couple tests with this where I went out and I think it was like at 20 below zero Fahrenheit and minus 30 Fahrenheit. And at 20 below, whatever the first time was, I think it was 20, 25. It was like a minute or two before I feeling a chill on my shoulder, which is where you would feel the chill most easily, because it's right up against your body. And then the rest of my body stayed warm for minutes. And I was just standing there. You just hold it closed, wrap it up a little bit, and it keeps you warm. And then, so after I stood around for like 5 minutes just standing, and I was like, okay, let's just walk around with not holding it closed or anything. Actually, I did a couple different tests, close and open, and it's just so warm, even at 20 below. 30 below, it was like 30 seconds before I started feeling the chill on my shoulder, but that's 30 below zero. And standing there doing nothing to keep warm other than just having the cloak. I didn't, you just had the cloak closed and standing. Hood on, and it is warmer when it's all the way down like this than when you have it like this, but this is still pretty warm. And you can, scooch it forward a little bit. And so my face is, a little bit sunken in, and it's just so warm and so flexible, so versatile. And it comes off easy. You can also just have it, closed and just put it over your head. I did this a couple times too, where you just have it like that. But if you want a lot of comments, if you want a nice warm outerwear, and again, I do like the cold. I do prefer the cold, and I'm a warmer body than most people, so your experience may be different at 20 and 30 below zero than mine. There was one day where I was picking up my kids from school at 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was really windy, and it was 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And it was really windy, and I did feel the wind cutting through more that day than any other day. So I was pretty chill. I was a little chilly. And so there are times when, you know, it might still, there might be other articles of clothing that would keep you warmer, but this is fantastic, especially since, like I've mentioned, I can just go like this and I'm a lot cooler. Of course, if I am in a store for a longer period of time, then I do need to take it off, because even half my body uncovered isn't enough to get rid of all the heat. And so I would have to take it off. I am 5'7", and it comes down to like just below my ankles. But, and I forget the model, I'll put the model up. They have newer ones. This one's not waterproof. They do have the new one, the Ranger, I think it is. That is waterproof. It's a different cut too, I believe. I think this is the Hobbit size or the style. I don't know. I'll put some more specifics up on the screen, but, and I'll double check the price and everything. The closures are very secure. I don't think they ever came up undone on me. They feel real tight. They are kind of low, and again, with the shaped cut, it does kind of have some kind of resistance and grab that in some situations is less desirable. I tried shoveling snow in this, and this does not work, because as you're getting there, it's just all over the place. It gets in the way. Going up and down stairs, sometimes you need to, you know, make sure you're lifting it out of the way. Anyone who has worn dresses or long skirts, you're probably already familiar with this and used to it, but it's pretty easy to get used to. And it's soft. Everybody loves it. But yeah, if you're like working and doing things, it is more annoying because it is open more, areas coming in and out. Again, that didn't bother me that much. It's just the use of the arms is kind of restricted. So even like steering, sometimes if I had it more closed, it'd be a little bit more annoying. But that's why I would get it all situated. But it's fantastic. It is fantastic. I do like it. Again, I wore this like primarily during the winter when it was getting down to 30 below, and very, very commonly, I think the average was below zero normally for at least a week. But it keeps you warm. It's nice. It's looks real good. People gave me compliments all the time. And a lot of people are like, man, people should wear cloaks more. It's like, yes, people should wear cloaks more. And it just looks so cool. Just sitting all brooding with, you know, your hood up and sitting in a corner or whatever. The hood is massive. I'd say the one thing, like I got used to the shape, the fitness of it. The one thing that I really felt was missing was the thing it's the middle of summer, and it's supposed to be around 70 degrees in my house, so but I wish there was a loop to hold this on a hook here at the neck level instead of hanging it by the hood. I did hang it by the hood, and I have had it just hanging up since winter. I haven't stored it away. Just because the hood's so big, average hooks let it be on the ground like a couple inches. So I would prefer if there was, and I could add one on, if there was a loop at the back of the neck so you could hang it onto the hooks better. And it's got some heft, so when you have it all wrapped up, I'll weigh it too, but It's got some heft. It feels so good with all that heft on, though. And you know, of course, when you have it, sometimes the toggles do get a little lost. There were a couple times where I, you know, found the top toggle and the bottom loop, but we all do that anyways with other clothing. So, but when you have it on and you get to do all the sweeping and stuff, wrap it, and just walking with the wind and it billowing behind you, it feels so good. You feel amazing. You feel like you're a movie star. At least I do. So, final thoughts. It's awesome. I don't think I ever would have bought one for myself, but I am very glad that my wife bought it for me. It feels awesome. You look awesome. I got compliments. You'll probably get compliments. It's warm even below zero. Even in freezing temperatures, it's real warm. When it starts to get pretty windy, that's when it felt more sheer and like the wind was just going right through it. But I wore short sleeve shirts and this for like the entire winter, and it was great. I'll say it's a 9. Can't even really say it's a 9 out of 10 because it's so awesome. Yes, I do have a couple things that I kind of would change or do differently, but I gotta say it's a 10 out of 10. It's fantastic. And the price is understandable because I bought some fabric that should make a cloak a little bit bigger than this, and it was like $160 normal price. So, I mean, it's appropriately priced. So I reached out to Knightweave to see if they wanted to provide any unique discount code. They don't have a system like that at this time, apparently, but they did get back to me. And so they said that you guys can use March 10, MARCH 10, exclamation point. Go ahead and all caps. And for 10% off. So they said I could give it out to y'all. So if you're watching it, go ahead and use that as a discount code. If there's a comment, maybe say that I sent you. I don't know. It's great. I'm ending it here. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.